protest after body camera footage of Daniel Prude's death was released. Photos from the footage show Prude was naked on a snowy day in New York when Rochester police officers restrained him by his feet and head, and an officer also placed his knee on Prude's back. He later died. The medical examiner ruled his death a homicide, saying he died of complications of asphyxia. The report also says he was high on PCP and experiencing excited delirium.
That was a full-fledged, ongoing murder.
Back in March, Prude's family called police for help, saying Prude was having a mental health episode. Police say when officers first arrived, Prude was smashing out windows and screaming he had the coronavirus, so officers placed a spit hood on him. James Hawthorne was an assistant chief with Arlington Police over training.
This individual was screaming that he had COVID-19. Was indicating that he had maybe an infectious disease, and at that point that he's spitting on police officers or spitting on anybody, it would be appropriate to have that type of a hood covering placed over that individual.
We also talked to police association presidents who say people on PCP are extremely aggressive, violent, hard to restrain, and dangerous.
Sometimes they're hitting their head against the, whatever that is around them, and sometimes they're trying to harm you. And it's they have incredible strength.
Even how big he is or how big she is, it doesn't really matter, because like I said, they have an incredible strength because of the PCP. They have basically an extreme tolerance to pain. So pretty much nothing works.
Some departments, including Arlington and Dallas, typically require at least 4 officers respond to calls like this and immediately call paramedics to take care of the suspect once they are in custody.
We're trained to go in those kind of situations and bring somebody into custody without them losing their life, too. And so, there's a fine balance there.
Prude's family and activists say they want officers in this situation held accountable.
I placed a phone call for my brother to get help, not for my brother to get lynched.
In Arlington, I'm Rebecca Lopez.
The 7 officers involved in Daniel Prude's death were suspended today. The New York Attorney General now investigating. Chris?